Good morning, everyone. Let's continue with our explorations of Siddharameshwar Maharaj's teachings. Now, as you all know, the core of Rameshji's teachings was the principle of non-doership. And we can see how Siddharameshwar Maharaj is now emphasizing this very point. And he has very lucidly explained this. So he says, the word karma means to start action, and the word vikarma means the ending of karma. For this, it is necessary to know the stage of nishkarma, which is between the two. One should know how one can perform action but remain a non-doer of action. Truly, one does not act, has not acted, and will not act. To know this and to experience this is inaction or nishkarma. This means that there is no doer of the action. In this state, one remains a non-doer. To realize this is nishkarma siddhi. Actions prove to be impediments in the life of the aspirant, and therefore, by listening to the teachings of the Sadguru, we should experience this state of non-doer. When all of the things pertaining to the body disappear, something remains which is imperishable. It remains as the non-doer, although a great number of activities are done. You see, this is the point Rameshji would emphasize, that karma itself means action, not my action. We have identified ourselves with the action, derive a sense of self from it, and that is the creation of karma. And that is the creation of our suffering. So, in fact, I had read a very small booklet of Siddharameshwar Ji's Guru, Bhav Sahib Maharaj. And even there, the ending of that booklet is all on this principle of non-doership. There is one 3-line paragraph which I will read out in another podcast, which emphasizes this. It's so lovely to see this common thread running through the decades and decades carried forward by different masters, saying the same thing in different words, even though the time they existed in was so different from where we are today and where things will be 100 years from now. To a man of self-knowledge, there is neither good nor bad. As simple as that. What is awakening? It means that there is now the knowledge of reality. Awakening is knowledge, and knowledge means you are awakened. So simple. And that is why we gravitate towards masters, because when we have seen enough of suffering and our desire is for peace rather than an object which brings us temporary happiness, the process of awakening has already started. Why? Because, as it is said here, now there is the knowledge of reality, not the knowledge of transient things, passing things, which give us suffering and so on, but knowledge with a capital K now. So you see, the process of awakening as such is already taking place because the conditioning is changing. You're now viewing life through a different perspective. And as Rameshji would say, it is like awakening is when you're given a driving license, because you've learned the ropes now, you've understood things, but you're still a nervous driver because you've just acquired the license. And perhaps after a couple of years, one day you are driving on a road and there's heavy traffic, and at the end of that journey you feel, my God, that was quite smooth although there was heavy traffic, because 2 years ago if I had driven down the same road I would have been extremely nervous, and now I didn't feel anything at all. That is called deliverance. So that is the difference between awakening and deliverance. Awakening is getting the driving license, and deliverance is when you know that the teaching has helped you navigate through the heavy traffic of life in an effortless manner, because peace is your nature. Once again, we have a statement here with such clarity. There is no possibility that you could hate anybody. God is the all-pervading self of all, and the devotee of the Guru is like God. One who sincerely respects the saints will, as a matter of course, respect all of the people. Therefore, one who serves the saints gets the eternal state, the Sayujya state. Shiva is the embodiment of goodness, so never think of bad things. All glory is in your own being. Do not harbor weakness in your mind. All is well and auspicious. This last sentence, all is well and auspicious, it became a mantra for me when I read Siddharameshwarji's book the first time. This, as well as We May Only Watch, which I have spoken about earlier, these were extremely potent for me. They kind of summed up the entire understanding, you see, because the sheer fact that it is happening means it is auspicious. As simple as that. It is God's will, and God's will is auspicious. Now, I will give you an example of what we are going through during the lockdown. Is we have been paying the staff salaries at work with very marginal deductions, but 1 month after the other is rolling by, and the pressure is building, the financial pressure about what to do. Many companies are laying off staff, which we have not done so far. We would not like to leave them, in such a crisis time, because it's hard for them to get other jobs. But pressure and pressure and pressure is building up. Now change is being forced upon us, you see. So Firstly, there is no fight against why is this happening, it should not be happening. That dialogue is dead, it's finished. Change is the basis of life. Sometimes it is dramatic, and that is the current situation. And while one can try to do one's best, given the circumstances, one knows that the results are not in one's control. It really becomes so simple. So, as Siddharameshwar says, all is well and auspicious. Let's take up one more. We should not live life as a physical body, but as pure life energy, as Chaitanya. Freedom is very near and easily available when you go to the Guru. However, the illusion holds a very powerful weapon to be used against the disciple. That weapon is the lack of faith in the Guru. We should serve the Guru and work with devotion to him until we get the fruits. Friends, as I've said before, he is referring to the Guru principle, not just the physical form of the Guru, which is a mistake we all tend to make on the path. And of course, that is part of it, but not just it. That is the emphasis here. I hope you've enjoyed this exploration, and we will take up some more next time. Thank you.